Welcome to My Long Island TV. From Manhasset to Montauk, Long Island is full of fantastic people. We have traveled into many of our great communities to bring you the following stories. I'm your host, Waldo Cabrera. Get ready, My Long Island TV starts now.
Watch your camera gear because this is a job that you're going to get wet and very dirty on. Well, we're going to go out to the beach. Gary cleaned and air dried, 5 cages of oysters yesterday. Put them in the intertidal zone to get a good flush and some surf action to clean off the shells. So he's taking them out to deeper water where these will be probably harvested October, November, December. This is the modern method of growing oysters. This is called off-bottom culture. So we keep them in cages and then in bags, PVC bags, so that they can get flow, and then those bags are held in the cage. The reason for that is we significantly reduce the predation from starfish, oyster drills, scungili, all the things that eat oysters can't get to them. Once I get them out of my nursery system, I have an 85 to 90% survivability. The old method was just to put 1 billion oysters on the bottom and come up years later and dredge them up. You lose 75% of your oysters. We don't do that. We're more in the boutique. Okay, this is our nursery system in the bay. On my right and left are 2 sets of upwellers. You can see the one on my left has a much bigger pump, so it's actually, it grows it's got more barrels of seed attached to it, but this is how we feed our baby oysters. In the tanks, there's a central, just a regular 12-inch sewer pipe. There's a pump wedged in there. That end is blocked off. That pump is pumping water, and it forces the water. It can only come up through the bottom of these barrels, and there'll be about 3-4 inches of oysters at varying sizes, stuck on here. We bought these at 2 millimeters. Now they're close to 10 on average. 2 millimeter oyster, I can't even find one that's 2. This one right here is about 3 or 4. So they were all smaller than this, and you can see the growth we've had in here. These are really doing very well. As they're growing, to go from 2, when they get bigger than 10, we separate. So we want to separate the faster growers from the slower growers. We're constantly doing that at all stages of the oyster's life. But as we do that, there's 2 benefits. One, we know where the bigger ones are. Number 2, the smaller ones aren't living next to their piggy little big brothers who are stealing all their food. So now the smaller ones have a greater access to food since you took out all the fast growers from them. So separating them is good for us, and it's good for the oysters. Good. For every bag that he brings in, 2 of them are going to go out. Well, they'll double in size. But look at that, really, people would pay for this animal right here. That's 3.5, 4 inches already. And it's got some, you can feel the thickness to it, right? It's got some meat in there. But you can imagine what he's going to be like come October. He's going to be a monster. I used to think, farming was romantic. Now I know farming is all about, and I read it, it's about killing the things that kill your crop. Your farmers, the small family yeoman farmer is the ultimate killing machine. I hate sponge, crab, drills, all these things. I'm constantly starfish. And all farmers do that, I realize. And all these have a different color marker depending on their age and size. I tried everything, I used to write on these buoys. I used to put scratch marks, and then I figured out the zip tie. That's the ticket. Yeah, those are crabs, there's some fish. That's some nice looking oysters. See all the fluid in there? You want to see that. That means it's fresh. The more fluid the better. If it's all dried up when you shuck an oyster, it's been sitting in somebody's cooler for a long time. That's the liqueur. You want to drink that. That's the bay right there. That's right there. That's It's like the cognac of the bay. They call it liqueur. So now you've seen how we grow oysters here on Long Island. So come out and take a look at Greenport and sample some of our oysters. You know how it works. Come out and enjoy them now.